Hello, hello. Welcome back. Okay, so we're working on this thing. Lots of fun stuff. We need more tiles and I think more props. Uh, Basically like static elements, components. I'm thinking more construction stuff like cross beams, platforms. If this area is a construction site, I would imagine that instead of using a dirt tile, it would be some sort of a stone tile. So we try putting together something like that. Um, The entire layout of this space, I think, should be more akin to an opening here. Let's see. Good day. Welcome. Welcome back. Okay, so I want to get the characters to kind of go up. Okay. How's life? Life's pretty good. Been whew, been slowly moving along, you know, getting some stuff done. How's that for nondescript, non-specific answer? Oh God. Um, yeah, I've been kind of working on uh trying to get some other affairs out of the way so I can do some more game dev. Slowly looking for any sort of available properties, some land, you know, trying to gauge this whole off-grid thing and what that's gonna be like. Whew. Lots and lots of stuff to think about. But hey, it is what it is. Okay, I'm gonna see about moving this stuff up. Offset. Can we do that? No? Should be able to. Hmm. Really? It's not gonna render it? Well, that's not fun. Let's see. Whoa, come on. Really? It doesn't wanna render the contents. Okay. It does have a position. Might be able to do something about that. These are pretty static components, and I don't think I need to move this is background. I don't think I need to move BG. Yes. Move the layers with the blue. I just need to move these things. But the problem is that they're not actually going to line up here. So I'll have to do something about that. Okay. So let me get my controller, which is right on my table. There we go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna have to make some sort of a catchable thing here. There's no way to actually get up here. Oh, hey. We're not gonna actually keep that because that's not really intuitive. Place a platform right here. Steven, good day. Good flippin' day. Okay. I am gonna fill this up so we don't see it. Okay, so I need to make this, whoops, not that. I need to make this look like some sort of a project site. They get some equipment here. I'd imagine we can place a couple of obstacles here. And then right here, yeah, right here we can have the light, sunlight kind of peeking through the back. Let's get this background. Here's something that I've been contemplating on for the past little while. I am very, very unhappy with the state of the direction that technology is going. I am very unhappy. Like, for example, the Pixel 6 that I use doesn't have expandable storage. Very unhappy about that because I do a lot of videos, and being able to just take out an SD card, pop in a new one, and just continue working is a huge, huge bonus. I like that. That's kind of a pain point. The what else? The Oculus Quest being the way it is. The removal of the headphone jack from the phones, huge pain in the ass. I like the headphone jack. And you know what? If you make the headphone jack not be soldered into the main board and be connected by a ribbon cable, which, somebody had opened up the iPhone that had a missing headphone jack and they saw that there was plenty of space for a headphone jack. They just had a piece of plastic in place. So there's plenty of space for it. But you got to sell those wireless earbuds, so I don't give a shit about wireless earbuds. I am perfectly fine with my wired headphones. Okay, not a fan of that. Not even a little bit. I like the headphone jack. The Oculus Quest being the way it is, the constant nagging, breaking of your hardware if you don't update or accept the new terms of service, having it be tied to an account. That, not a fan, not one bit. So it's things like this that drive me nuts. The fact that phones don't have replaceable batteries. I think a lot of this stuff starts with the phones. No replaceable batteries. There's no goddamn reason why a phone should be glued together. Okay? There's no water resistance, water protection. Put a rubber pad and fasten it with like 6 to 8 screws. You'll be fine. Okay? Replaceable battery is a must in a phone. Not a fan of that. So it's kind of been stuff like this that it's been slowly, like a snowball. It's been slowly accumulating all these little pain points, all these little issues. I'm not a huge fan of where this is going. Printers. Okay, printers bricking themselves if you use third-party ink, right? The further we go into this whole get up, the more we're going to start seeing printer companies basically saying, oh, well, that's not an authorized thing, which is already happening, right? It's been happening for a while now. But that's not an authorized cartridge. You're not allowed to use that. What's that again? The printer that I bought myself. I'm not allowed to put whatever the heck I want into it. I could put horse jizz into it. I can print with literal horse semen if I want to. It's not your call. So, stuff like this drives me nuts. And it's kind of driving me nuts to the point where I'm actually literally picking up math books and then looking at trying to actually get myself up to speed on basic mathematics so that when I open the electronics books, I actually understand what's happening with the formulas. I I've been doing like hardware programming and design. Don't quote me on that. Hardware design, like a couple of resistors, capacitors, woo, shift register. Oh, such a difficult chip to talk to. Oh no. But I've been experimenting with this stuff for music hardware, which is infinitely simpler than phones and stuff for a little while. And I want to expand my knowledge to be able to, let's say, put together like a simple computer, which is what a phone is, right? And the only problem is that when I open the books and I start looking at formulas, I actually don't know how to solve them because I literally paid no attention in math because I didn't think that I would ever need math because I was heading straight on into the creative directions with game dev and uh, creative programming, right? All that stuff. So I didn't really pay attention in math. And now I'm actually finding myself wanting to understand these concepts, but I can't, right? So there's nothing that could have really be done about it. It's not like I could go to even if I could go in the past and talk to myself that this is what you're going to be doing in the future. I doubt that I would believe myself. It's just the way the natural timeline is. You have to grow into something to really find yourself needing it. You have to grow into the knowledge to really see that you need it. So the this whole shebang is causing me to quite literally start looking at math books and starting with algebra 1, mainly formulas, understanding formulas and how to flip the formulas because again, like I'm terrible at math because I didn't pay any attention. It was all like I would be drawing during math classes, right? It's a miracle I even passed. So imagine living off grid using self-made smartphones. Well, here's the thing. What I'm looking to do is establish a small off-grid thing so that I'm not part of the housing problem, right? Buy an empty patch of land, build out small cabins, and build out a small workshop as a separate building because if it's a separate building, it's not a part of the same square mileage, and if it doesn't have living amenities like bathroom, for example, right, or kitchen, then it doesn't count as a living space, so it's just a shed, and it doesn't get covered by property taxes. So that's the general idea, is to build out a little shop where I can focus on this stuff. And what I'm doing now is um trying to build up my math skills so that when I get to the electronics books, I can actually solve the formulas and problems. It's very tough. I can tell you right now, I am learning math in the traditional sense, nothing at all like learning programming or a new programming language. It's really tough. Um, Lots and lots of like. I think the biggest problem is just is actually putting myself in that like classical learning frame of mind because the way I've been learning is through trial and error, and then just kind of looking at the docs. But I feel like learning math is not the same, and just slowly kind of treading through it, trying to learn subject by subject, and hopefully place myself at the point where I can take a look at, let's say, the fundamentals of electronics, right, or the art of electronics. It's one of the really really nice books on the subject of electronics design, and actually be able to understand the formulas and be able to solve the formulas, right? So it's one of those cases where it's just driving me nuts to the point where I actually want to make a difference. It's kind of a tall order though. It's very tall. So yeah, that's what I've been messing around with. Printers enforce you to buy new cartridges. Filling them up won't work. Yep. We've actually been using a little Chinese fountain cartridge on our industrial printer. Industrial, it's like a old 2008 um, solvent printer. But yeah, it managed to dupe it into thinking that it's not actually empty with a custom chip, but that's not really available for every single printer out there. Self-made smartphone sounds like a welcome party through the government. I mean, the idea is to, if that ever comes to that point, the idea is to use, is to open source the whole thing. So it's open, it's available, anybody can look into it. Doesn't Framework Laptop have the same approach to it? If I remember correctly. Framework is, yeah, I really like what Framework is doing, and I hope I'm probably gonna make sure that my next laptop would be a Framework laptop. Um, if I'd known about that, if I'd known about it, I'd probably not buy the ROG whatever gaming thing that I use for DJing. Let's get a Framework, the concept phone. Hey, I'm just gonna write that down. Well, here's the thing. If I were to design my own phone, what would I do with it? First of all, I would actually put in the 3D camera. The feature that we had way back on like a couple of select phones when 3D TVs were around, I think 3D cameras could still be used with VR, right? VR headsets. And the I think the whole like 3D TV died, or it was just dropped way too quickly in my opinion. I think it was an awesome trend. Um, but that's one thing I would put in. Two, if not three, SD card slots and interfaces. Just because fuck you. That's right. That's 3D cameras can help a lot with photogrammetry. Yep, there we go. So it would be like a phone for creatives, right? Those who actually want to produce content. So high definition camera, or two of them for 3D stereoscopic view, right? For for 3D cameras, for like photogrammetry, that would be an additional bonus. The two SD card slots, if not three, just whatever, because how much is it really gonna cost to add? If you're already adding one, you already have an interface in there. Adding two might be nice. And then three would be removable battery, making sure the headphone jack is present, and making sure that it's connected using like a ribbon cable solution. Maybe like two, yeah, kind of like Framework Laptop has modules that you can take out and replace. Yeah, absolutely. There was a concept phone with the same sort of idea a while back, the modular phone, but it was using little pins. That phone never saw the light of day. I don't remember what happened to it, but that would have been probably a really nice addition. 5.1 audio port on the bottom, where the whole bottom of the phone could be made. Jack ports. Jeez. But yeah, these are kind of like the pain points. Oh, somebody had made a really cool recommendation, or tossed in a new idea. Since an Android phone is basically just like Linux, you could have an NVMe SATA port, and then you'd literally just have an external hard drive in an NVMe format. It could just be like an extra plate, just adds a little bit of thickness to your phone, right? Connects to the same power circuit so that it's basically a power bank plus NVMe drive slot. So you can, the NVMe drive slot has its own power, so it doesn't drain the battery from the phone, and then you can use it for, for storage. I think that would be like a really cool addition. So, yeah, stuff like that. Okay, what layer is this? That's the background layer. We need the stone. Ow. I need to erase using the brush. Okay, man, this tile behavior is actually atrocious. I've asked the folks how to actually paint this correctly. Nobody apparently knows how to paint this correctly. Oh, jeez. Come on. Why is it darker? What is happening here? Oh, I'm painting with the wrong thing. That's why. Okay, so here we're gonna... Oh, Jesus. Man, this is painful. Okay. So we're gonna try to place some cuts here. So yeah, that's how my life is going. It's obsessing over these issues. Anything but boring. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe I have OCD or something. Self-diagnosed. Okay, flat and then stone less. Stone less. What the heck? Oh, wait, hold on a second. Did I mess up the order of the layers? Nope, no, I did not. So we can do this here. And then we can do fewer stones. That's why we called stone less. And then we can do like a couple of them here. Nice. I like that. Can even do like this. And then a few more here. Okay, so I do want there to be a darkness in the cave area, so we're gonna do canvas modulate. Okay, I'm gonna tone it down. Nice. Okay, that's good. And now the exterior needs to have a directional light, which now, awesome enough, they've added the directional light functionality. We can add a shadow. And now the height, what is the height? Max distance. Where is this? There it is. So how do we adjust the angle of this? I think my ground doesn't actually cast any shadows. That is the background tile. Don't need that. So yeah, what are you guys up to? What do you concern your lives with? Let's take a look. Occlusion? Do we have occlusion? We don't have occlusion. Occlusion layer 1. Who knows? Maybe prioritizing game dev and focusing on making a good product that gives me the financial freedom to pursue these sort of ideas would be a good way to focus on it. Okay. Interesting. Where's the light and shadow stuff? We have the canvas modulate. Just giving myself headaches with the Google Play services. Oh no. What's it doing? height. Ah, okay. Interesting. So that's how far up it is, right? The height of the light used with 2D normal mapping. Ah, okay, no, that's not it. Never mind. Max distance. Light 2D is enabled, but I don't have any shadows. Why are there no shadows? Did I put the occlusion on the wrong layer? I might have. Mm-hmm. Oh, is it this one? Yes, it is this one. Okay. So I did put it. There we go. There it is. Okay, there we go. Now, how do we set the angle? Hey, nice. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Beautiful. Okay, and now, here, I'm going to disable this for a moment. I actually want to cut through the background. This is going to be stone, or no, this is going to be flat. I'm just going to do this. Whoops. Excuse me. Oh, didn't reach the mute button fast enough. Okay. Getting off your ass, finally starting simple casual Godot game. Close to finish a little blender tool. Help me autosave. Bacon expert. Nice. Thank you. Man, I feel like we need to switch the type from match corners to match corners and sides. There we go. I think that gives us a bit more flexibility. Nice. Yes. It's kind of unfortunate that it doesn't place the correct tile when you erase, only when you paint. Wait. Yes. No, that's correct. That's the right layer. I'm just going to erase all this floating stuff. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Hello. Hanon Artworks Incorporated. Okay. Just gonna get this. There we go. Nice. All right, so in these spots, I can actually place some lights. I really like this option where you can just instance a new node here. So this is going to be a light 2D, and then we're going to give it one of the light masks, sprites. Sprites, light masks. There we go. There we go. Okay. And let's see what that looks like. Not bad. I'd probably say we can fake some stuff here. Make it a little bit longer, rotate it, and position it like this. And then this guy, whoops, same concept. There we go. All right. Oh, yes. And you know what? I'm gonna also get one more right here. Whoops. Actually, I think I have a better light mask for this. Something like that. Ah, damn it. Keep pressing the wrong buttons. There we go. Blender API is like reading Chinese, however, it's coming along. Well, that's good. I think the biggest problem I find when trying to figure out the Blender API is that when you Google for stuff, there's like an old API, an even older API, and the current API. And when you find like answers, it may not necessarily be that it works. So that's a little frustrating. You have to like check the dates of the answers. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get this little ambient environment glow here. There we go. It's like environmental lighting. Okay, this should be fine. Let's go ahead and maybe make this a little bit more round. Right. Okay. Oops. That's not what I want. Oh, damn it. That's not the direction I need to go. Come on. There we go. Nice. Okay. Oh, that little corner there shouldn't be visible. There we go. That looks nice. All right, the only problem is that there's no background. Got the achievements working. Nice. You know, I've never been an achievements guy, but there always seems to be somebody asking questions. Are you going to get achievements into the game? Are we going to get achievements? Okay, now where is it? I can't actually find it. Man. Okay, I think we're going to reset the position of these. These parallax layers. Okay. Oh, I just saw something. And then we're going to take the contents and move the contents up. There we go. Okay, and then we'll take... I suppose I should be able to just repeat the same thing this way. There we go. Oh yeah, but that's not where it matters. It matters in the game. That's not very fun. Okay. I think that's why I... Okay. This is where it gets a little tricky. We have a parallax layer, parallax background, but everything here needs to be moved up here. Except now we have to worry about the offset and everything. Let's see here. Psychologically speaking, it would be good to include achievements. Increase replayability. I suppose increase replayability for fairly minimal effort. You know, just read how many of X you've collected and give the player the achievement for it. I suppose. Okay, so where the scheisse is it? Okay, I think we're going to have to make a separate tool that essentially draws a line between, let's say, the player and the point in space of where everything is located. So we can find where the background is sitting. Because I have no idea from where to pull it. So let's try this. So this is dev or utility. Let's do dev. Parallax locator. Let's give it a line 2D tool. We're going to give it a script. Scripts. I think this would be dev. Okay. So in the ready function, or I suppose we don't need the ready function, we just do on ready player node equals get tree, get nodes in what the shit variable in group player group. We might actually have to do this in the process because the player doesn't exist in the level right away. The players are created by a creation node. Managed to reach 50 kilometers distance on ludicrous difficulty is pretty damn hard. Okay, let's do var player ref null. And then in the process function, if player ref is still null, then we're going to do if get tree, get nodes in group, player group. If the size of this array is over 0, then player reference will... I believe the first player should be the playable player. Get first node in group, player group. Okay. Now, we're going to do else. If it's not null, then if instance valid player ref, because the player could be deleted, we're going to talk to the line 2D. We're going to give the line 2D 2 points. And then we're going to talk to the points. Is it called points? It's called points. That's right. Points 2, or 1 technically, that's the second point, is going to be equals to a what? The position of the player, position minus global position of the line 2D node, or of the dev locator, simply because lines are relative, the points of the lines are relative to the node. So they're in local space, but we're using player's global space. So we have to subtract our global space to turn it back to local space. Okay. And that default color is going to be red. Width, that should be fine. And cool. I think that's all that we need. We're going to save this as an object. Objects. And then dev. There we go. All right, and we're going to go back to mountainside. And I'm going to take this parallax layer, that tile map, and then let's do dev parallax locator. And then it is going to be located right here. Hopefully that works. I don't know if it being inside of a parallax background might affect its coordinates. Hopefully not. Okay. And nothing. Big fat nada. Let's place one into the level to see if it actually works. There we go. Okay, so that works. That definitely works. So why does it not work in here? You know what? Print global position. I'm just going to make sure I delete the other one. Is it gone? Yes. -5,000. Okay. So can I go here and say 5,000 -5,000 and then reset this location? Would that work? Not if I don't run the right scene. Nope. That does not work. Okay. I'm going to try to disable the background and the aerial perspective layers. Yeah, the parallax layers are programmed all fine and dandy when you don't need to place them on a large level. Then aligning them becomes a little bit troublesome. Okay, let's run this. We should see the line, at least. Right? Oh, yeah, so the coordinates are different. Okay. The coordinates are different. So that's useless. Doesn't help us at all. Maybe... Maybe we can do the whole background. Parallax background. Ignore camera zoom. Base offset. Base offset. That could work. What's the distance here? Although base offset might screw up the sky and the parallax layer and all that jazz. What do we got? 7, so it's about 8,000. About 8,000. Okay, so if I were to take this, -8,000, let's take a look. Nope. Okay. Okay, so that makes sense. Because if we make the scale 0.7, then it's got to be 8,000 times 1.3, right? Or 1.7. Because it's only going to move by 70% of the movement, right? So, or it's got to be 8,000 plus 8,000 times 0.3. Yeah, okay, this is... Well, hold on a second. If we do this... Oh, it's got to be negative, excuse me. Negative 8,000 times 1.3. Okay, let me double check this. So we'll reset this. Negative 8,000. When we start increasing this, it's going to the bottom left corner, so closer to the origin. Actually, that's got it. Ah, interesting. It goes in the opposite. So we need this. We need a smaller number. So 0.8, and then negative 8,000 times 0.8. Hey, okay, that works. And that looks exactly where it was before from the looks of it. Okay, so I'm just gonna manually adjust it. Okay, that's one parallax layer. And then we go here. So it's going to be negative 8,000 times 0.5. Okay, at least we've got a solution for this. Man, that looks pretty cool. So I'm just going to give it a nice big mountain in the background. Now, I grab my controller. Not bad. Yeah, I'd say that works. And it looks pretty cool visually too. What would you say be a nice obstacle that's more passive? Doesn't kill the player, but they have to kind of overcome it. I'm thinking maybe timer related obstacles, like pull a switch and then it opens up a hatch and then you have to make it in time. Okay. Let's maybe move this to the right. 800, and then this one 800 as well. Drawbridge that has a lever. Drawbridge rises after a time. Yep, that could definitely work out. Man, Godot developers need to implement like a major value jump shortcut so that we could like adjust very large numbers. Because Shift does small adjustments, so logically I would imagine Control should do large adjustments. Falling debris block, something that doesn't kill you. Something knocks you back. Yeah, okay, that's an interesting one. So like you gotta jump over a ledge, but if you hit one of those things, it kind of staggers you, and then you end up having to redo a jump. That sounds good. I think maybe I want to place this background even further. Let's do like 0.6, which means we gotta go even less. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go. Just want those layers to be a little bit closer to each other. Okay. Where's our backgrounds? There we go. Nice. So this would be the case where the background is brighter than the foreground. Which I guess in our case works out alright. Shall we add something like terminal velocity? If you reach, velocity too high, it ends up splatting you. So players don't just go off, oh yeah, let's just, drop down and hit the ground. And then, of course, wall jumps would be safe. So you kind of traverse the environment that way. Oh, come on. The auto tile is so messed up. Nobody knows how to set up a bit mask. I've asked. So I just have to struggle. Yeah, that's such a good tile system. Godot 3, now they ruined it. Okay, we're technically not going to be able to see that top bit. But this should make it look like we're still technically in the cave. There's just a little bit of an opening to see the background. Oh god, okay. We can also place a camera zoom element here. So utility trigger camera zoom, give it a, good one, Control A, collision shape. It's going to be a rectangle. Okay, can we move the node here? Yes. Let's give it 512 by 512. Make it large enough so there's 0 chance of it being missed. And then, do we have one in the beginning? We don't. What is the camera starting zoom? Camera handler. Starting zoom is 0.7. Okay, so this trigger zoom is going to go 0.6. And then it's going to be perfectly fine here. And then if they choose to go back, this is going to be 0.7. Nice. Oh, wrong scene. Ooh, boy. Okay. Alright, so that's a bit fast. We'll go back. Does this. Okay. Trigger on camera. All right, we can also make it trigger on player, but that you come on, easy. That used to be that used to be a strap box. So we're gonna have to do export enum, and it will be player or camera. There we go. So now we can actually choose. That's good. Okay, so that's 100. The way the background shifts is a little curious. I believe we can actually make it ignore the camera zoom, but I don't know what that's going to look like. Ignore camera zoom. Oh, okay. Fascinating. One of the parallax layers just refuses to move. Which one is it? This one. How come? Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. I suppose it could be that the scale, if you don't make it follow the camera zoom, the scale is based on camera, like this cannot be larger than the camera zoom. Interesting. Let's not do that. Hey, you know what? That does make it look like it's still inside of a cave. We have a directional light here. Try something like this. Give it a little softness. Of course, that makes the shadow pop out of here. Yeah, I'd say it's a fairly small sacrifice. That's fine. I need to make some sort of one-way trips here. We could make a series of platforms that we need to jump, and if we miss it, we gotta backtrack and go back here. Let's see. This would be stone walls. Being able to increase and decrease the brush size, I think, would be a huge benefit here. Okay, so we're going to do this. Looks like one of the bit masks is incorrectly set. Which one is it? Oh, there's one right there. Okay, which terrain set is it though? This one? Yes. Oh, there's another one. I believe that should be good. Okay. Let's go back. And, there we go. That should do it. So if they fall down here, let's say we're going to have some tall platforms for them to jump on. Guess we'll justify them by having them be some sort of construction supported pieces. Although, I was going to say make them slip through the sides, make the sides slippery, but we could actually place some stuff at the bottom, some collectibles. If we do that, we have to make sure that we also place it in other places that seem like dead ends. Because otherwise, if we only do it once and the player's taught, hey, you can go down here and grab stuff, then when they actually do so and they're not rewarded for it, I think they might have some iffy things to say about it. There's supposed to be a collectible component that the players need to get, which is effectively a data fragment for getting additional pieces of the story from the memory. Okay. Just going to fill this in. And right, and then the bottom of it. There we go. Mm-hmm. There you go. And also scattering little bits and pieces of a side narrative would be nice here. Let's get this. Ow, wrong layer. This is actually painful. Come on. Whew, okay, I suppose just do this. Okay, so of course these things don't just float in midair. They do have some backdrop to support them, which explains why they're floating. Okay. Okay, I suppose I can just do this. Okay, and then here we are going to place some slip blocks so the player cannot actually climb up this space. Oh, that's stone. We need wall. Okay, do this. Do that. Oh, I need, excuse me, I need instance scene. Slip block. We're going to enable the grid. Nice. All right, that works. Mm-hmm. And then here we're gonna have a transition that goes to the next segment. This is very reminiscent to an old level I made in GameMaker version of this game. Alrighty. And we need to address also the tiles in the beginning. We need to make some sort of a concrete construction tile. Okay, so there's a deviating path. We can immediately see that we cannot go here. We cannot jump off of these blocks. It's not going to work. Yeah. So instead we go over here. And we can't. Technically. Gonna have to do something about that. Alright, there we go. Okay, well this isn't exactly difficult. Cool. Alright. So that works. Here's what I'm wondering. So we have left all these decorative pieces down here, all these parallax layers. We have offset them by this much. That is 4300. So the question is, can I just set this to 0 and set this to that? No, it's not going to show up in the same place. Okay. It would be nice if we could just visually paint them there. I suppose we can. I suppose that's literally why the offset doesn't physically move them in the level. It's so that we can paint them visually here and then adjust the offset so that they show up in the same place in the game. But it seems kind of a hacky solution, but okay. All right, fair enough. Cool. That's what we got for this little level. Get back down, get back up. We'll have to work on this quite a bit more. Let's focus on making some sort of tiles and assets. That's suffering, not gonna lie. Suffering? What do you mean? Let's focus on some tiles here that will depict this as a construction area or some sort of an infrastructure area. We do have concrete walls. We usually use them inside. for test chambers. Finding solutions that take a lot of time. That's what I meant. Yeah, at least once you find them, it works. It is what it is. 64 by 64. All right, so this is going to be a concrete piece. Now, what should we do for the actual concrete of it? Beveled edges like we always do. Okay. I kind of want to make it an auto tile though. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what do we got here? We got a concrete block of a kind. And shall we just have the one? Of course we can't have just the one. We gotta make a whole array of them. I don't know if I want to have it as just one repeating block or if I want to have an auto tile. Let's see. Let me try something like this. We're going to have a few tonal variations in the middle of this. Okay, here we go. Maybe we should actually go darker. And maybe it shouldn't be just spots. It should be more like stains. That looks even worse. It's very indescript. It's like if you don't know what you're painting, you're just like, yeah, let's just make it this. I'll just get this. My pen pressure is not working. Son of a gun. All right, you know what? I think this might work. We just need to create a whole bunch of variations of this. So I'm going to take image, trim to image size, and we're going to take image, resize canvas, and let's do 256 by 256 from top left corner. Nice. Let's enable show grid, 64 pixels. And then we're going to take this layer, put it above, so it's not a part of it. We're going to create a clone layer. Move it over. Move that over. Oh, that's not good. And then group this. Create a clone layer. Nice. Beautiful. And part of me kind of thinks that I should just do this on one same layer. I should do this as multiply. But then tone it down quite a bit. Although I'd imagine maybe we could just, do this. I do want to have at least one clear, though. So I guess this is going to be the clear one. Mm-hmm. Save this up. Artec Rise, assets, tiles. Weathered concrete. Nice. Make sure that they match when there's a lot, What if you make a 4x4 block and each block is its own texture to be randomized? Yes, you have a thing called random tiles in Godot that you can use. The only thing is it's very flat in what I just drew. I need to restart Krita so I get my pen pressure back, which I still don't know if that's the problem with Krita, if that's the problem with the tablet. Whatchamacallit? Tablet driver. I'm pretty sure it's a tablet driver because one of my students has a Wacom tablet. And no such issues with that. Okay, so do we have pen pressure? We do have pen pressure, and that looks way better. So I'm gonna get that out. There we go. That's way more like it. Multiply. Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay, that works. Let's go File, Export. We can overlay larger damaged tiles, or larger, let's say, decals over big regions of this tile to give them larger weather effects, like rust leaking down and dirt and all that stuff. So we're still figuring this out. This is going to be a tile sprite. Weathered concrete PNG. All right, we're going to go into it's 64 by 64, which means we could just chuck it up to this tile set. Okay, there we go. Yep, just let it create an automatic tile for everything. And then I guess we need to create a new terrain for this. Why do they have to call it terrains? Why couldn't they just keep it as auto tile? It's because Unity calls it terrains, isn't it? Damn. Okay, this is weathered concrete. And then we're just going to select every single tile that participates in this auto tile. And, damn. Wait, it's not a terrain. What am I talking about? This is not an auto tile. I need to paint physics. There you go. Don't mind me. There we go. Perfect. So now, take all of these, make them random, We're going to be painting on the walls, but I suspect that it's not going to be smart enough to... Yeah, it's not smart enough to replace the auto tile here. Okay, fair enough. We'll worry about it being correct afterwards. But this does work. So the idea is that there was a teleport conduit here that spewed us out after the Great Escape, and then we're in the middle of nowhere. We need to find our way back. There's going to be some sort of an entrance here that will be blocked off, or I guess there'll be a collapsed segment. There we go. So we need to make some sort of like large boulders with which we can block off the area. This does look good though. I think this will be okay. Kind of reminds me of the tile we put together for the disposable ink. Gotta get that finished up as well. This will be flat. There we go. Oh. Nice. Let's place some sort of a light source. Light, light, light. Ah, man. Power light? Hey. Well, it has to end with the word light for that to have worked. Yeah. They should really add keyword filtering. Filtering to this. Prop components, power light. Oh, that's a small one. That's useless for this case. Embedded ceiling light. Yes and no. I think to light this place up, I'm actually going to cut out a hole in the background that's a little bit larger. So let's go stone, kind of like this. Okay, we're gonna have to erase a big swath of it and then repaint it. Okay, so we're gonna go flat. The classic light node, the light 2D. Yes, I use a light 2D. Okay, just gonna try expand this a little bit larger. There we go. Okay, that should be good. And then we have stone less, where we can place a few decoratives. Oh, but they're gonna stick out, so that's not gonna work. Maybe we should get some 64 pixel stone tile that we can place like this in the cracks and in betweens. Okay. That should be fine. Or maybe a tile that has stones more or less concentrated in the middle. Okay, cool. So I'll take whatever that point light is. Yep, we're gonna have to switch it to a circular light mask. Do something like this. Mm-hmm. Okay, we have stones hanging in the background by nothing, but yeah, that's kind of the idea. We also need to limit the camera to not exit this point, which is what is it? Negative 2,800, roughly speaking. There we go. And then for these walls, metal plate platforms. Interesting. We had this thing here. Could use. Weathered concrete. Yeah, it's very similar. Oh, that's interesting. You can cross-select across multiple tiles, and it will randomly choose between all of them. Interesting. Fascinating. Okay, let's go back here. There we go. Now it's just using that. Maybe this should be a much darker piece. Oh, that's stone. We need, yeah. For stone, we need to use the actual stone background. Got the leaderboards working. Nice. Just noticed YouTube finally moved that damn heart button out of the chat window. Not on my end. It's still covering half of your chat. Not half, but yeah. I guess you guys are the only ones who benefit from that. Lovely. Yeah, but mine is a chat plugin in OBS, so we're meant to suffer for a little while longer. Okay. Mm-hmm. Somebody's going ham on the hearts in there. All right. Let me enable the shadows here. That's right. Nice. Okay. Now that we can see, let's go on the walls or background. We're gonna go stone. They should give us a grid view for this. I think that'll be useful. Background. Stone. Okay, nice. Yeah, as long as we don't have just large areas that are nothing but just doing these large swaths of jumps. Place some interesting obstacles for the player to overcome. I think that would be wise in here. A lot of these large areas are here to give the characters plenty of time to go through their dialogues and conflicts and arguments without the player reaching the end of the level before they actually had their say. Okay. What? What the heck? Where are the terrains for this? The metal platform. What happened to that terrain? Wait, what? Oh, did I delete the... Son of a bitch. I clicked on the trash can to delete the entire category of tiles instead of the single tile. What? Why was there no warning? Son of a bitch. Ah, you sack of shit. And by you, I mean me. But at the same time, there should be some sort of a warning against this. 2 trash cans next to each other. God damn it. Okay. Match corners. I guess we're going to have to do them again. Match corners and sides. And then this is metal wire mesh. At least it didn't delete the tiles. The tiles are still there. So once they're placed, they're placed. Somebody out there should be watching this. You done goofed up. Detail. Okay. Nope, that should not be that. That should be match sides. Nope. Wait, that's detail. That's not the right one. We need this train set. And then this would be... nope. This would actually have to be match corners and sides. I bet that's going to happen more than once. Whew. You didn't see it, I would have told you. That's fine, man. I gotta learn that lesson the hard way anyways. At least now I'll watch out for it. They should have some sort of a context menu that pops up that says, you're about to delete an entire tile set. Are you sure you want to do that? Alright. So, we go back here. Why is it still not here? I think I just need to reselect it. Yeah, there we go. Whew, okay. Alright. Brain suffering irreversible damages. Oh no. Google Play Store has done its job, I suppose. Done its dirty deed for today. Oh, that's weird. Walls, stone. Was this on the... Oh, I guess I painted on the stone before. Alright, that's fine. That's okay. And then this is where we would have used the metal block, which is also gone. Also, the fact that terrain sets don't have names, by the looks of it, is also kind of... you let us name the individual tiles, not the terrain sets, though. Okay. This is not a terrain, though. So, easy does it. I think the physics... Yep, okay, so they still have physics on them. Alright, so just boop, and then pop, 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 pop. Nice. Hmm. Okay, so this looks like something. Just gonna take this. Set the energy to 1.5. I think we can also give it a bluish tint because technically it's showing the background, which is blue. Don't need the metal block for the top. And it's also not a terrain. Oh, that looks beautiful. Alright, just needed a bit of extra light. I just realized I haven't actually been wearing headphones during this entire stream, but the game does have sounds, which may sound kind of annoying. There's got to be some sort of a puzzle here, I would imagine. Not puzzle, but obstacle. We could have a timer switch and then a couple of drop-down platforms. Maybe. Toggle platform. Mm-hmm. And then here. no, I need to instance timer switch. Okay. Place it over here. Or I suppose we could place it down here. Mm-hmm. And then the things that it will toggle is this. Oh, go away. Lock this. Lock that, so we don't have to click on it. Toggle platforms. Okay, so this is triggerable and toggleable. Cool. So we can always just do toggle 3. Toggle platform 2, toggle platform 3. And then this switch is going to be set to 60 seconds. This doesn't have to be really tight, not for this segment. Explains why I was glitching through the walls. Wait, what? Is that what it sounds like? Oh god, hold on a second. Doesn't sound too bad, you crybabies. Okay, maybe not. Never mind. Got it. Ah, come on. We need to get rid of that one soul block. There we go. Except how do we get up there? Suppose we can just go from here. There we go. Nice. Thinking of placing a couple of fans there. Actually. Ooh. Oh, that's... God damn it. Hoo, 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 hoo. Okay, so this is soil. See, I think this is precisely where we should be able to copy the arrangement of a bit mask, because chances are if you're working on one auto tile, it's going to have the same exact arrangement as all of your auto tiles. Okay, let's pick a color that's more contrasting with the contents. Can we do... Oh, can we? Can we do like... Nope, it just kind of clears my selection. You know, by and large, this is no faster than making tiles in Godot 3. They've improved certain things, but regressed in others. So, in the entire cumulative retrospect, it's all the same. Okay, that looks good. And we're just gonna do this real quick. All right. Now we can paint this. Yes, beautiful. Maybe it's still a little too punchy. The player sounds, that is. Let's see. Maybe it's just too loud. Okay, so that's down. We can't really stand on it. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I said something about having a bunch of fans there. Out inside. Oh. There we go. You know, it is kind of curious how 2D and 3D seem to work okay. Is there visual script in Godot? No, they made away with it. It was redundant. Because GGScript is so simple, it's kind of pointless. It's kind of like training wheels for training wheels. Maybe I need to get more industrial props like this. It's looking pretty cool. When you say it's easy, I feel stupid. I felt stupid when I started. So that's relatable. It's nothing about complexity. It's about just trying to use it, and then little by little, small little bits and pieces come together, and then you realize how it actually works. You know what? I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to take this and then flip it so that instead it's actually a blocking mechanism. But we might have a problem where if they go down, they won't be able to get back up unless they go down through here. I realized that there's a whole bunch of timer switches inside of these. Okay, so we got 12 of them now. Got it. And then in this case, these things are actually going to be on instead of off. Which means that we'd have to have some sort of a platform for the players to get up here. That was kind of the initial purpose of these. You want to know the types of commands, like the ones that are popular? Well, there's no such thing as the ones that are popular. It's just the ones that you need to use. If you're making your player, you make your player out of a kinematic body, right? Or a character body, technically. Well, how do you know how to control a character body? Easy. Right-click, open documentation. Here's a list of properties you can use. Here's a list of methods you can use. All you have to do is just skim through this list and see what is there. Like is on ceiling. Hey, look at that. There's a method that tells you if you're on the ceiling, if you're touching the ceiling. Is on floor. Tells you if your character is currently touching the floor. Is on wall, right? If you want to do wall jumps, well, here you go. You can use this, right? Move and slide. Well, gee, I wonder what does the word move mean, right? Godot engine has a tendency to name their functions in like the most straightforward manner possible, right? So what does move and slide mean? Oh, well, it must be moves the body based on velocity. What the heck is velocity? Click on that. Well, it says velocity, current velocity vector in pixels per second. So that's your speed. And then you know it's a vector 2 because there's two speeds, horizontal speed and vertical speed. Well, what the hell is that? Well, vector 2 is this data type. So you can click on that and learn about that, right? And oh, what can we do with a vector 2? We can calculate an angle to something, right? Angle to point. I still don't know the difference between angle to and angle to point. Their descriptions are virtually identical. But only when you use angle to point and you give it the starting position dot angle to point final position when you get the correct angle. So I have no idea what the hell angle to does. Distance to. Hey, look at that. You can calculate a distance between two objects. What else can you do? You can do direction to, which gives you a direction, by the way, a vector 2 direction. So you can use that along with move and slide to make something move towards the player, right? So it's just about looking at the documentation. That's how you learn what methods there are, right? There's no such thing as most popular methods. It's just you have an object that you want to control, a node that you want to control, and then you just look at the doc for what you can control. Here's a player sprite, right? This is the body animations, right? We got the jump, the run, the slide. How the hell do you control this node? Right click, open documentation. Here's your list of properties. You can set or check what the frame is. You can flip it horizontally, so you move left and move right. You flip the sprite to correspond to the movement direction. You get your move methods, so you can play. All you need to provide is an animation name as a string. What the hell is a string? It's a word in between two quotation marks. Look up the string, right? Built-in string variant type, a data type basically, may contain any number of Unicode characters, expose methods, useful for manipulating and generating strings. String is just text. Okay, so that's basically what it is. And hey, look at that, a whole lot of methods for controlling strings. So yeah, that's basically how you do it. And the most important is that you actually give it a try and see what it does. Okay, right. But I'll learn GDScript first. Yeah, for sure. Because what used to take me like wads of spaghetti monsters of visual scripting takes like a few lines of code. So it's like visual scripting, in my opinion, is just a colossal waste of time. Trigger zoom. Where's the toggle? There we go. The switch timer. I'm gonna need to relink the nodes. We now have what, 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10. We'll get 10 of these suckers. You know what we can do for this? We can do the following. We can take the toggle platform, and then I can place toggle propagate something. Utility trigger propagate to children. Okay, trigger propagate to children doesn't do toggles, does it? No, but we can make it do. Func toggle. We're gonna do this. New state. And then we can do each child in get children. We're gonna tell them to toggle, and then we're gonna simply forward the new state that we're toggling. And now trigger utility trigger propagate. We're gonna call it propagate trigger toggle to children. Okay. I think that should be good. And if I open this, trigger underscore toggle underscore children. Okay, perfect. So, yes, I want to save it. Now that we've done that, we don't have to attach or specify each one of these children. I could just do this. Take all of these toggle platforms, place them into this node, and then in here, the timer switch. Where's the timer switch? Where'd it go? What the heck? Get back there. Why are you upside down? Oh, God. What the? What happened there? Why is it upside down? We might want to double check that, actually. Trigger children. Oh, that's because the, that's right. The toggle was upside down. Okay, that's fine. So we'll just go back here. You rotate. And then now we only have one. Trigger children. There we go. And I think that should work. There we go. All right, so right now that's on, but they're supposed to be off. Well, they're supposed to go in the opposite direction. Oh, right. You know what? It's because we shouldn't be using toggle, because toggle explicitly tells it if it's toggling on or off. We need to set it to be triggered, not toggled. If you have time, can you make a live where you teach us? Well, here's the thing. There is already an ocean of tutorials out there that you can learn from. Yes, you do have to follow some tutorials that are like, we're going to make a generic platformer game, and then maybe you want to make a top-down game, but the methods and functions you learn from that will be perfectly propagated to your top-down game. What I do, I do one-on-one courses and classes, basically tutoring in programming. So if you want to talk to, you know, I don't know how old you are, but if you want to talk to your parents, they can arrange some classes where I do like a power steering course right into the belly of the beast, so to speak. Right into it. I want to ask so I can learn better. Yeah, that's the point. That's the point of the one-on-one classes. So, you know, I would doubt that any parent out there is going to have their kid walk up and basically say, I want to learn programming. To be like, no, you will be doing tap dancing. You know, my parents were exceptionally thrilled when I started showing interest in just programming in general. So yeah, you can do that. I don't live there. Well, you don't have to live there. I have students all over the place. Because I do online, right? Online over the internet, one-on-ones. What are we doing here? We're testing if the trigger is working. There we go. Yeah, onlines are way better. I used to waste like 2 hours on transit to do like a 1.5 2 hour class. So it was a lot of work. Let's just. Ooh. Okay, so right now they're closed. There we go. And get over here. Is it free? It's not. It's tutoring. Tutoring is never free. That's why I said talk to your parents. Okay. Hey, there we go. So this is down. That's good. Now we can pass it. Oh god, wait a minute. What if the player is right in between them and they get stuck? That's not going to be good. Let's see. I might have to resort to only having one. You're going to be a horse doctor like your father and grandfather before him. Oh god. There we go. And now we're stuck. Unless we make it a one-way collision shape. But you know what? That's fine. I think we'll just work with one row. Okay. Cool. So that works. That works perfectly fine. So there's supposed to be an entrance here. This whole thing kind of feels like a Fallout 3 vault. There's you got to go through all this radioactive stuff to get to the vault. But yeah, this is supposed to be a hub world, non-lethal. God damn, it's already 5:40? Damn. I suppose time flies. Okay, so we got a level. We could replace these platforms with pull-up platforms, like with the ones we just used. Time passes fast when coding. Yeah, coding and game dev. Now, we still need to have our scripted event here. The scripted event when the characters get spewed out in the middle of this space and they have their argument of what the hell happened, why did you do it, etc., etc. Need to clear up the space here to make it more available for that. And I am toying with an idea of making the scripted events where the characters have this kind of argument between them as a series of pop-out comic book strips. Maybe not comic book strips, but little drawn characters. So you can almost think of it as the interactive, what is it, visual novels? The games that are like interactive visual novels, like the Doki Doki Literature Club and whatnot. But it's not just like static character images, but it's fully drawn out scenes. Because there's only so much expression we can pull off from a side view, right? But having pop outs, these windows that have the scripted event kind of play out, might be a little bit more descriptive. And it'll give me an opportunity to practice more comic book style drawing. It's the same thing that I did for the intro. Oh god, nobody has actually seen that, but it's an intro to what's the game? Witch of Endor. The very first introduction of the characters kind of getting lost in the middle of the woods in the storm, and then trying to find shelter, and they find this cabin that happens to be possessed by a witch, and they get sucked into this parallel dimension. That was an interesting experiment. Took me too long to set up though, but it was an interesting experiment nonetheless. And I think that would be a good way to show expression of characters that isn't, say, what I had here. maybe making animation. See, animation might be a bit too much. The full-on animation might be a bit much. Just kind of looking at, knowing the fact that I've done animations in the past and knowing how much work it takes, it might be a little much. Also, I like this tile, the way the sides of the tile are just darkened earth rather than just grass all around. I might want to do that for the tile I'm using right now. Yeah, so right now the screen fades out, and then the characters get teleported out, and then they have their argument. Oh! There we go.
Ugh. For fuck's sakes, man! I would have gotten it working!
Yeah, like hell you would. The thing was clearly busted. I did us a favor.
Oh yeah, great favor. It spit us out in the middle of God knows where, and there's not a phase gate in sight, all because you decided to take things into your own damn hands. And this isn't even the first time you pulled this shit either.
At least we're...
Okay, so yada yada yada. So right now it's like it's a side view. So yes, I could have little character sprites on the side here. So when the character talks, you see their expression, but I feel like that could be pushed further with a full-on title card appearing in front, and then, you know, the whole scene kind of painted out from the perspective of you know, a comic book style, for example, with better angles and whatnot, because then we can lean in onto something more dramatic. Comic Zone was a neat idea at the time. Playable action comics on the Mega Drive could bring, but you could bring in a something panel. The freaking heart icon is occupying part of that message. Yeah, so that's the idea. Who knows? Maybe we'll mess around with it and do a test, see how that works out. You know, cool. But I think I'll wrap it up here. Gonna take a break, and we'll see if we can maybe do something more in the evening time. Maybe not dev, maybe some practice, but we'll see. Cool. All right. Thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate the company. Continue in the next one. Cool beans.